Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So, what do you think of the possibility of having a camera that lets you check on your sleeping baby? Sounds pretty good to me. However, if you have a camera that lets hackers broadcast the live video of your sleeping baby, that's not quite so cool. Now, business, regulators, and consumers are just beginning to see the potential of the Internet of Things, in which more and more objects become networked. Not only cameras, but also dishwashers, fridges, running shoes, you name it. At the same time, however, privacy advocates are raising alarms. Now, in our upcoming panel session, we'll find out some of the most exciting possibilities for internet-connected objects and see how we can minimize the risk that comes with them. Now, Professor Christopher Abraham, Senior VP of Dubai SP Jain School of Global Management, will be the moderator for this session. So I would kindly like to request him to come to the stage and take the discussion forward. Thank you very much, Christopher.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming here this afternoon. From capturing sleeping babies while they're sleeping and hacking live entertainment without your permission, I think the world's gone complete 360 degrees. It's a fascinating, fabulous evolution that's happened over the last few years. And thanks to what we call the Internet of Everything, there is a complete dramatic transformation of things that we do, things that we took for granted, and things that we believe would probably propel us to the future. This afternoon, we have a distinguished panel, which comprises some of the big names in this evolving field of technology, which, whether we like it or not, is going to overwhelm us with all its beauty, with all its opportunities, and with all its challenges. And without much ado, let me like to first of all introduce the distinguished panel members to you. With no specific order of importance, let me call upon Mr. Amr Salim to kindly come on stage. Amr is the Global Managing Director for Smart Cities and the Internet of Everything at Cisco. He has been, please sir, take one of those seats. And Mr. Amr has been for the last 25 odd years in different kinds of organizations, including HP Compaq. He has a bachelor's in electronics engineering from Cairo and is a member of the Young Presidents Organization. Second on the panel, we have Mr. Tom Roy. Tom Roy is the CIO, and if you think CIO is the Chief Information Officer, you could be mistaken. Mr. Tom Roy is the Chief Innovation Officer at MCN Networks, which is part of the Interpub group of advertising and marketing communications agencies. Again, a veteran with 25 years plus experience, worked in different parts of the world, including Canada, UK, Middle East, and India. And he's handled some absolutely amazing brands like Land Rover, Jaguar, Rolls-Royce, Masterfoods, MX, so on and so forth. And for the last 8 years, he's been the Chief Innovation Officer at the MCN Interpublic Group. His area of expertise is, of course, innovations driven by the latest technologies. We also have, thirdly on our panel, Mr. Eamon Carey, if I may pronounce it right, who's a consultant and entrepreneur who works with startups, and he is a serial entrepreneur who runs various kinds of entrepreneurial ventures, from gaming to internet strategies. And then went on to do a stint in journalism. I mean, that's the way innovators and trendsetters move on. And then created something called FarmVillain, which was an app described as a South Park of Facebook. And again, he's going to share some of his very interesting insights. We have Mr. Mohammad Irsan, who is the Senior Manager, Digital Content and Services at Samsung Electronics. Samsung, as many of you know, is probably one of the biggest brands in the electronics space, giving a run for the money for the big names in the business, whether it's smart telephones, wearables, gadgets, integration, so on and so forth. He again comes with a whole lot of experience, being a CTO with a company called Info2Cell, with Motorola, with Magnet Internet, FirstNet, Nokia, Siemens, and currently with Samsung Electronics. And last but not the least, we have a gentleman with 25 years experience from IBM, Mr. Hussain Salem. Mr. Hussain Salem is a doctorate and has been a pioneer in the field of artificial intelligence and digital technology for the last 25 odd years. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a lively discussion on where is this whole phenomena of the Internet of Things taking us. As I said earlier, whether we like it or not, that's going to engulf us. And to set the ball rolling, I want to start it with a little video which probably dramatizes things to come. Thank you. Right, so that probably gave you an idea about where the world is going. And this is real. Just to give you a snapshot of the statistics, currently, according to an IDC report, we have 10 billion devices which are already interconnected with each other. And by 2020, which is probably 5 years down the line, we're going to have 30 billion devices, which means if you look at a population proportion, it's going to be 5 different gadgets that every single person on planet Earth is likely to have. Probably that's an exaggeration, but the idea of things to come tells us that it is moving forward. Just to put the context and then start the discussion on, the Internet of Things has been a term that's been there, for the last 15, 20 years. A lot of people have been talking about it, and we've moved from the Internet of Things to Internet of Everything, which is what Cisco is now pioneering. But it's become a reality at the moment because of the devices connected, because of ubiquitous computing, because of mission-to-mission interface and mission-to-machine communication possible, and of course, a number of interesting industry partnerships that are happening, and of course, not forgetting the emergence of big data, which is becoming bigger and bigger. And of course, we have cloud and quantum computing, which are now changing the names of storage, data analytics, so on and so forth. Of course, the flip side is there are going to be concerns in terms of security and privacy, new kinds of product designs, new kind of education that's required, and of course, IPv6, which has to take it to the next level. So without much ado, let me start by asking Mr. Hussain Salam from IBM. In terms of different revenue streams, because it needs to now monetize. IoT is a nice fancy term, but what about the economic model behind it? Revenue streams which can be generated through the IoT or the IoE, if I may take Cisco's permission. Yes, sir.
Just before getting in the context, let me just ask a question. If there is anybody who never heard about the Internet of Things before, don't be shy, just it's normal. Okay, so if we define the Internet of Things, I don't want to repeat anything, but I just want to put the context and make the points. We are talking a very simple definition of Internet of Things. We are telling a network of connected devices that can exchange information, mostly without intervention of human beings, right? And I think this is my point here. I think that the missing point is us, humans, right? The most sophisticated sensor, the most sophisticated smarter device moving around is the human being. Internet of Things have been for a long, long time behind us, in front of us, around us, without even knowing, by the way. Let me give an example just to emphasize what I'm talking about. The most accurate information about traffic is getting from actually the moving mobile devices, not from internet-connected devices or smarter devices, but we are talking about smarter mobile phones moving in a car. So human beings moving in a direction, then we know that there is a traffic jam. And we are creating what we call heat maps to know where is the density of people that take decisions about creating a new business. So those devices have been for all the time there without knowing that. There is no breach of security here, but just to know that this system existed for a long time. At the enterprise level, I think we have reached a very sophisticated solutions connecting devices in the oil fields, oil and gas, in the healthcare by the monitoring the patients. I think you have seen many, many examples. The revenue stream will be created now, and why now is actually the existing of smarter mobile devices. We can get information while on the move, and this is actually the new thing that will make the difference. Why it's interesting? It's because of you. If I know about the temperature at home, if can I set the heater at any time at home, it's fantastic because I take the action. I, a human being, I have I will initiate that one. I'm not the actuators, but I will decide about what I want at home. I want to see my people. I want to share my location. So this is the difference. So let's go to the revenue stream again. Sorry for the long introduction. As IBM, we are not a consumer product company, as all of you know, but we are enabling business. So our business is actually to enable other business to create the best products for you. And we are looking at the big picture, which is actually the ecosystem behind what we call Internet of Things. We look at the big data, we are looking at the security, we are looking at the connectivity at the back end, how we work all this as one ecosystem, and how we can do the best of it, right? This is coming much, much bigger because of you, not because of business, because the business exists for a long time, and I think that the innovation now is about this.
Thank you, sir. That was very, very illuminating. And of course, I want Mr. Amr Salam from Cisco to continue this conversation in terms of economic models revolving around the IoT. Mr. Amr.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me with you here today. If you look at the Internet of Things as my colleague here has said, it's about connectivity of the physical infrastructure and the digital infrastructure. In Cisco, we talk about the Internet of Everything to complement the physical devices with people, with process, and with data. The economic models in the Internet of Things will disrupt industries that exist today. So you have one aspect of devices being connected to the Internet, being managed remotely, so in a more efficient and operationally more acceptable manner that delivers reduction of cost. But at the same time, you have opportunities to create additional revenues while you have these opportunities. What I believe is more important is the industries that will be completely disrupted, like the payment industry. We have seen all the new payment systems that are emerging now and the digital wallets. They will disrupt the payment industry. They will disrupt the banking business. You can see today that a lot of the companies put a lot of the devices that are in cities over the internet. The traffic modeling is getting disrupted. There are opportunities for apps developers to create traffic models based on open data from the internet. This is today a disruption for the economic models that are being created. It's not necessarily only an opportunity for connecting devices.
And if some of us recall, a few years back, there was a very interesting disruption that took place in the rural parts of Africa. People said that rural parts of Africa can't ever imagine banking. But Vodafone took a very interesting step forward with the introduction of M-Pesa. And M-Pesa became a financial and banking revolution that completely changed the name of the game when it came to banking and financial services. And as Mr.